Okay, good evening, all. My counter says we have 0 people watching, so I'm guessing it just needs time to catch up. But how you
we'll
guys
just talk
doing?
to ourselves.
Oh, there, it just jumped up. There you go. How's everyone doing tonight? Good.
I'm good.
Yeah, how's the
Hanging
kid
in
doing
there.
over there, Alexander?
He's doing fine. Not growing as much as you should, but he's doing fine though.
That's good. All right, that's good. Are you drinking tea?
Oh yes, absolutely. You have to have tea.
I think
It's decaf though.
Yeah, good move. Just chill out there, Gus.
Yes, there is such a thing as
I'm having my
decaffeinated tea.
cream soda.
Oh,
Zevia.
actually, hang on.
Stevia.
It's made with stevia. Yes, I could tell straight as soon as I saw the name. I hate stevia. It just.
Why do you hate it?
It makes everything taste of it. The soda folk.
Really? I don't find that a problem at all.
I've tried stevia Coca-Cola. All I could taste is the stevia. I've tried.
There's stevia Coca-Cola. I'm not aware of it.
It was the green stuff that was over here for a while. I don't.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, we didn't have.
But there's also a company called the Soda Folk, and they do all sorts of things, including cream soda, and absolutely delicious cream soda, much better than A&W and whatnot. But then they changed their recipe to 50% stevia, and it's what my dad would call boffin, which basically means absolutely horrible.
Well,
I mean, I might as well have just taken a...
Yeah. If anything, I just don't feel that this is creamy enough. But the thing that all the girls at Crystal's work are doing is they take root beer, A&W root beer, or A&W diet root beer, and mix half root beer with half of Premier Protein vanilla protein shakes, which you can get pre-made. Mix them half and half, and she gave it to me and goes, she gave me the one with cream soda. She mixed cream soda and the protein shake, and she goes, "What do you think?" I was like, "Holy shit! It tastes like an egg cream." And the root beer one tastes like a root beer float. So you put.
I suppose you have to like root beer to
crazy
like that.
Good. It's crazy good stuff. Yeah.
Root beer is like liquid algapan, which is a back rub my dad got when he was dying of pancreatic cancer.
Oh God.
It tastes like what algapan smells like. Oh no way. No.
Oh God, I love root beer.
Just keep that away from me.
Well, fortunately,
I don't understand how people can enjoy that stuff. It's like liquid dental surgery.
Oh God, I love it. Okay, let's check in, see who's here. We have a new member who's not showing up on my. Is it Jim's Landscape Commodore Product? He's been here before.
Right? I've seen him about. I think he's
times.
It looks like
but he's a new member. I think he joined.
Oh, new member. He just joined our YouTube channel.
Yes, he joined as a paying member.
And Jim, hopefully you're a member of the Patreon. It is better to be a member of the Patreon than a member of the YouTube channel. I'm just going to put that out there.
Patreon takes less off you.
It's very easy. I'm trying to get new stuff onto the Patreon all the time. Really make it a really good Patreon campaign. So, by the way, that's not a monster behind me. That's my cat. W. Letty from St. Louis Obispo, my favorite place in California. I think it edges out Newport Beach. As like, if I could retire anywhere, it'd be probably SLO, because it's also remote enough. So when the nuclear firestorm comes, I'm probably going to be safe for a day or so before the radiation catches up with us. Claude Salling, how are you doing? Joy, are you new here? I don't seem to remember you. Mach 214, seeing you. He's in Cherokee County, Oklahoma, which I've driven through. And there's Santa Ranger Donnie. How are you doing? Japham. Okay, so I'm gonna own up to the fact that the Paramount Bloodbath. I was looking for a title. And I was just giving Jamie from Sidetrack, who's just a wonderful human being. I just love Jamie and his right-hand man Harris. They're just awesome. And I was giving Jamie crap a couple weeks ago about how his titles are always clickbaity. And I'm like, oh, here's another clickbaity time. So anyway, tonight I'm just about to put a title. I'm like, I know Ray, I said, let me put something clickbaity. Paramount Bloodbath. And now, yes, Paramount let go like a whole, a ton of people. I think it was last week, if I'm not mistaken. It might have been 2 weeks ago, but I think it was last week. So anyway, they let a ton of people go. Unfortunately, I'm sure all the Star Trek people are still there. Yeah, so that's what I was referring to. I think that will continue. I know that, and listen, we are all rooting for Skydance here. We're all excited that Skydance is coming in to take over Paramount. Paramount is there's a reason Paramount was $15 billion in debt, right? There's a reason. And that reason is just shitty management forever. I mean, they were a company worth $7 billion with $15 billion worth of debt on their books. So, yeah. So we're hoping someone comes in. As a matter of fact, I just finished watching Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. 2 nights ago, I watched it.
Wow. I like that.
3 hours long. It's 2 hours and 43 minutes, I think.
I actually haven't seen that one yet.
I think it's been renamed to just Dead Reckoning. I don't think we're going to get a part 2.
So the Mission Impossible 8 is not called Dead Reckoning Part 2 right now. Right now it's called Mission Impossible 8. I looked it up on IMDb. So there, Cheeto had to go check on his dog. So, but I am going to highly recommend, and we just hit 50 viewers, which, hey, this is great. Thank you all for coming. We're going to get to all sorts of good stuff. But right now we're talking about Mission Impossible. And, I enjoy the Mission Impossible movies. I thought they've been good. I enjoy Tom Cruise. Ving Rhames is just epic. I love him. I just love Ving Rhames. And especially in that character, he's just so endearing. And of course, Simon Pegg is Simon Pegg. He's always great.
Yeah, he's one of my Ving Rhames is one of my favorite side character actors.
Ving Rhames needs to be a starship captain.
Yeah, he never seems to get the lead on anything, but he's a fantastic support.
Fantastic
character.
Yeah. He needs to be. Maybe he should be an admiral. I don't know, but
Pegg the same. I would love to see more of Pegg Scotty.
Yeah, Pegg Scotty was great. He was fantastic. Absolutely. So Dead Reckoning is really good. I
enjoyed it.
I was doing my taxes, which I spent all day. The last 2 days,
better than that.
Taxes. But the good news is today I finished this year's. I'm up to date with this year's taxes, so I don't have to go through all the bullshit. It's going to be a lot of pressing buttons, and I should be done in an hour this year. So I got a lot of work done. But anyway, so I had it in the background while I was doing my taxes, and then once I finished my taxes, I was just watching it, and it was really good. It was really, really well done. I mean, Hallie Atwell is the new character they bring in, who of course is Peggy Carter in Captain America and the Marvel Universe. They brought her, and she's good. Vanessa Kirby is, I just love Vanessa Kirby. She's so freaking gorgeous. And Rebecca Ferguson is, I just am in love with Rebecca Ferguson. She's amazing. So that great female cast. And then of course, Issei Morales is the bad guy, and he's been great for 30 years. That guy never ages. Now they've got him gray. So, so he looks like 30 years ago, except with gray. The guy just does not age. He's fantastic, as always. The guy that played Kittrick, Cerny, is his name, is back. He was in the first Mission Impossible. He's back, and he's good as always. And I just found that outside of one car chase, which, I'm not a big fan of car chases. They're just, there's only so much you can do. But once they got rid of the car chase, everything else was really good. Really, really good. The scene in the end with the train, is the Orient Express, is just out of control. It is out of control. So I'm going to highly recommend that you go see Mission Impossible if you haven't already. And that's a Skydance production. So good for Skydance. We got Tongy Boy is back. of course, Stern Von Auk, our loyal studio super volunteer. How are you doing? Hope the doggies are doing well. William Wells is there. Hey there. Joy Dawn is new to live chat. Well, welcome here. What Jefferson? Why are you not on this live stream?
No, that's me.
Oh, is that you? Oh, you're
Nerd is me.
Which one is he's?
He's Beyond Trek podcast.
Right. Okay, I got all you nerds are the same.
Nerds.
I mean, me and Jefferson, we do look very similar. I mean, you know,
I can barely tell you apart. Let's see. Oh well, that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Ving Rhames playing Don King. No one went really far over the line for that casting. You can easily see that.
Never even heard of that biopic. I vaguely know of Don King,
right.
but I never even knew that they did a film.
Yeah, that's right. I agree. Well, yes. Well, I don't want to tease that unless I can deliver.
Another way to draw in the audience to say Alec admits to the embezzlement.
Yes, exactly.
Or something like
Alec
that.
admits he stole $5 million.
Yeah. I saw Reddit. I saw a Reddit post. Someone on r/Star Trek Starships said, what do you think of Axanar? And showed a picture of the Ares because he loved the Ares. And you should have seen the absolute tripe that was being talked about. And it was all, apparently you've embezzled millions of dollars and you've bought your house with that money and stuff like that. And
you kick puppies.
And you kick puppies, but you don't eat them. So
yeah, you don't eat them.
They went short. They went short of accusing you of eating your pets.
My Haitian maids and butlers eat them.
Yes. Oh, and don't forget the sushi.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jonas, we just went over that. There's big, massive layoffs at Paramount.
I wonder if that's got anything to do with Skydance.
It was all planned anyway. I mean, this was actually part of the Paramount plan to get back to get under financial control. So
I bet they didn't make any cuts where it actually needs to be made.
Yeah,
the people making millions in their paychecks.
Of course, yeah, exactly. Can you put your embezzled millions into more Axanar?
What do you think he's doing?
I embezzled millions of dollars from Axanar so I could make more Axanar. I guess.
Yeah, the argument doesn't pass the first logic hurdle, you know?
Yeah, that's right. You get a set of tires, and you get a set of tires, and you get a set of tires.
I want a car, not just tires. Get me a car.
Yeah. Yeah. So there are going to be more layoffs because now Skydance comes in and they can fire whoever they want, right? And there will be, because listen, I've already seen the ads on LinkedIn for the positions they're hiring. Excuse me. And they're hiring a lot of lawyers. Let's put it that way, for business affairs. So clearly, they don't trust the people who are doing business affairs. Now, business affairs is the industry term for the lawyers who do all the deals. Yeah, I sort of top to bottom. They're looking for new business affairs lawyers over for Paramount. So not
the lawyers that are going around suing people for.
No, and again, it's going to be real interesting to see. Let me see all the jobs. EVP of Business and Legal Affairs is one.
Okay,
I mean, that's a
vice president. Okay, that's quite a senior role to get.
Yeah, it pays $500,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
Senior counsel, technology and privacy. let's see. There were more lawyers. I guess they probably.
Do you see head executive producer of Star Trek on there?
No, I don't. Yeah,
because I know there's some Klutzman haters that are waiting to see that one show up.
Hey, I don't have an Audi. I have something way worse than an Audi. I have something that doesn't get sold in America.
That's
a Peugeot.
You have an Innie? You don't have an Audi?
The last Peugeot sold in America, I think, was what Colombo was running around in.
Probably. Hello, Martin from Buenos Aires. I was in Buenos Aires in 1975. One of your famous revolutions was happening at the time. But Buenos Aires is beautiful city. Oh, gorgeous city. It really is. Now I don't know if it still is, but at the time it had the you tell me, it had more Italians living in Argentina than in any other place outside of Italy. New York U.S. was second, which was interesting. But I loved Argentina. It was gorgeous. We were just in Buenos Aires, but yeah, my dad did a lot of business down there. So I used to have a bunch of gaucho gear that he brought back. He was born. You were born in the middle of that mess, huh? Well, yeah. So, and see, his last name is Italian. So, yeah, just goes to show you, lots of Italians in Buenos Aires, and I guess lots of Germans too, who all fled the war. I guess they've all died out by now. But Buenos Aires was where all the Nazis went after World War II.
There isn't there a whole German village in Argentina somewhere, which it's basically half the population speak German in that place.
Oh, really?
And if you were walked to it from anywhere else in Germany, you'd go, okay, I'm in Germany.
Yeah, there's a place
apparently
here.
Because architecturally it looks exactly like Germany.
A little town up here in Georgia, and I forget the name of it at the moment. It'll come to me, and it's modeled on a German town, and it looks just like it's lifted right out of Germany.
See, look, there we go.
There you go.
There's more than one of them.
Yeah. So, by the way, Cheeto, seeing all your pop figures behind you, we were in Marshall's today, and I happened to, as we're walking by I was walking through the pet aisle, and on one side was all the pet products, and the other side was all those toys and stuff. They had a ton of pop stuff, and they had Elvis late. They had Fat Elvis pop. He was in his Pharaoh costume, they called it.
Peanut butter and nanner sandwich.
I just thought that was hysterical.
I've just noticed one of the pop figures that he's got. Now, is that Pike or is that Johnny Bravo?
Oh, that's Johnny right. Bravo.
That's his Pike. You need to take that head and put it on a Starfleet, put it on a Pike body.
Yeah, you need to.
Absolutely.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah, Helen Georgia, thank you, Paul. Figures you'd know that.
Actually, I just bought a couple new pops, but I'm waiting for the fourth one, so I'm going to put those up. I'm going to put them up when I get the fourth one in.
Yeah, I'll show you. Let me hear. I'll show you a couple of my.
The sad thing is, there's not much in way of Star Trek. Like, there's like a couple of the JJ verse ones, which I have. I think I have Bones, and I think I have Scotty.
Oh, so here, here are my three of my favorite. The ones that inspire me in business. Lord Varys from Game of Thrones. I just loved him.
You could never know, was he playing it straight or was he being duplicitous?
Yeah. Exactly. Then from Mad Men, Roger Sterling. This is just epic. I loved Roger Sterling in Mad Men. He was hysterical. And then just as an inspiration for it, make sure how I treat my enemies. Bobby from Billions, if you're familiar with Billions. If you haven't seen Billions, you got to see it.
Heard about it, never seen it.
Unfucking believable show. Probably one of my top 3 favorite shows of all time, along with Ted Lasso, and I'll think of the other one, maybe West Wing. But yeah, just Billions is a phenomenal show. So, I got to tell you now. Has anyone seen Joker 2?
I have
No.
not. I've kind of read about it, but like if DC just wanted to throw, or WB just wanted to throw money at somebody to ruin a franchise, they succeeded. Because I don't even think Todd Phillips wanted to come back and do the movie, and so he said, "Fine, you want me to do the movie? I'm going to make a dumpster fire." And he really thinks. I think somebody equated it to like the mindset of his thoughts on the fan base. I think is what he said the movie was. Yeah, like I was like, ooh, I'd have to find the interview, but like Todd Phillips was pissed they made him come back to do a second movie.
Oh man, well,
I'm like, wow, getting paid millions of dollars to come back and do a movie must suck.
Well, what's funny is you see, you get pitched all these videos. There's so many people trying to teach you how to make money on whatever, print on demand or YouTube or be an influencer or whatever. There was an ad for a guy saying, I'll teach you how to make money making videos about how bad Joker 2 is. And he showed all the Joker 2 movie videos on YouTube right now with hundreds of thousands of views, which just goes to show you something. Like, I don't want to watch a video about how bad Joker 2 is. Just tell me it's bad. I've heard that from a number of people. So I'm like, okay, fine. I didn't see Joker 1, which I wanted to see it because I heard it was excellent. But I'm not going to waste my time seeing Joker 2. And I certainly don't need to watch a video telling me how bad it is.
But that's what a lot of people love, that like they just love that. I don't want to say rage bait, but like that bait where it's just like, oh, tell me why it's bad, even though I already know it's bad. And it's like, yeah, no, I don't watch those videos. That's why over on NerdTube, we really didn't make that video, because we were just like, we heard it was bad, and we're okay with like walking away from it. Like, we don't purposely go out of our way to shit on something. Like if we see something that we thought was going to be good and it's shit, we'll call it out. But it's like, we're not going to go, like, we hear it's bad and we know it's bad. We're not going to go, we're not going to go out of our way to watch it.
Yes, I agree with you. Ginger Geek. I think Ginger Geek is Greek. Oh, Ginger Greek.
Yeah, he's over on NerdTube.
Oh, well, welcome.
I was about to say the name sounds familiar.
Yeah, he's our resident Ginger Greek.
Well, I'm Greek myself. Matter of fact, I'm just today. Over the last couple of days, in addition to doing the taxes, I was booking our trip to New York at Christmas time. Crystal and I are going to New York for a few days right at Christmas. We will spend Christmas in New York this year. But my good friend, one of my best friends, probably one of my two best friends from high school, Billy Bianco, who we reconnected after 40 years through Prelude to Axanar. He saw Prelude to Axanar and emailed me, and he was my first ever Star Trek friend. Like when I had moved to Long Island in 7th grade, in 8th grade, beginning of 8th grade, he was a geek. And back then, of course, we're talking 70s now, right? It was not cool to be a geek, and we were geeks. My only saving grace was I was also a soccer and baseball player, but geeks was not cool. Not like now, where geek. I always say geek is the new black now. It's so cool to be a geek.
Geek is chic.
Geek is chic.
At the moment. Well, for the last 10 years or so.
Yeah, I think so.
I'd say you've got people pretending to be geeks.
Well, I think once Avengers came out, I think that's kind of that was one of the big major turning points. Yeah.
So Billy and his wife are going to happen to be there at Christmas time, which is amazing. And then for the past about 2 years, I reconnected through LinkedIn, actually, with my best friend from elementary school, who I haven't seen in 70. When did I last see him? 73, 74, maybe. So that's 50 years, right? So we're all going to get together at Christmas time in New York, which is exciting. So I'm looking forward to that. And there was a point to that, and it's totally passed me what we were talking about. What was I talking about? Well, we're going to New York. We're going to go see Hamilton on Broadway, And if you remember that movie Death Becomes Her with Goldie Hawn and Meryl Streep,
Yeah.
it's been made into a play.
Really?
Yeah, it's just premiered on Broadway this month, and Crystal wants to see that. So on the 26th, we're going to the matinee of Hamilton, and then going out to dinner, and then going to see Death Becomes Her.
It'll be interesting how they tackle the makeup.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so it'll be interesting. So that's what we're doing. So yeah. Oh, I know. I was because of Ginger Greek. So we're going to go to. We're all going to have dinner together at my family's Greek. My family's Greek restaurant, meaning the Greek restaurant my family and I always used to go to in New York City. We didn't own it. We just were patrons. Dad was used to go there all the time. So there you go. It's called Kima, Kyma. It's in New York. I took my friends there in 2015 when I happened to be in New York with some friends. And just, oh, God, I love Greek food. It's so good. So yeah, so Ginger Greek, welcome to the Axanar channel. It's good to have you here.
There's a whole bunch of comments too.
And there's our Ventura, California.
Mr.
Al
Simpson.
Brian, how are you doing, sir?
Mr. Simpson will like my background, I'm sure.
Chicago is the Greek capital. Zam, what? Zam. I'm
telling Zam that
I'm guessing there's a bunch of.
Zam. Okay.
There's a Greek population in Chicago, maybe.
Does Chicago have a bigger Greek population than New York? New York has Astoria, which is basically entirely Greek. But either way,
Greek is not what comes to mind when I hear New York. It's more Italian.
I mean, listen,
I would say from my outside perspective.
I don't blame you. Italian is always a great choice in New York. We have so many great Italian restaurants. I guess Ginger Greek, if you're from Chicago, my question is,
he's from London.
Oh, he's from London. Oh, he's from London. Well, that explains why he doesn't know that there's more Greeks in New York than Chicago. I was going to ask you what kind of pizza, which pizza you like in Chicago. Oh, does it really? Okay, that's good. That's interesting information. Okay. Well, I'll buy it. If there's anyone from Chicago here, let us know. We can talk deep dish pizza. I am a Lou Malnati's guy. I love Lou Malnati's pizza.
You heard it here first. Alex likes the Illuminati.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, that's how that's going to end up being.
Alec is now a member of the Illuminati with him and Taylor Swift and Oprah.
And that's where he's sending all the millions he's embezzling.
Is that it? Yeah. Okay.
You're self-funding the Illuminati.
Yes, with all the money I stole from Axanar.
To make more Axanar.
What's that?
All the money you stole from Axanar to make more Axanar.
To make more Axanar. That's going to be the new line. I stole the money from Axanar to make more Axanar.
Goodness. Yeah.
We need that on a shirt.
I know, right?
I mean, it's just as ridiculous.
Maybe that on the front and Warhammer and sex toys on the back.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Double
you still need to do that.
It's the T-shirt for only people who, watch our YouTube channel, our live streams will get it.
Yeah.
So there you go. You're gonna have to put a Greek restaurant. You're gonna have to put a Euro shop in the next blueprints you do, Alexander.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. I could do something like that. I don't know. Cheeto has disappeared. I don't know. How would I?
Listen, you could call it whatever you want.
It's a lasagna. It's a lasagna with a in disguise. Yeah, go on.
Pizza. Listen, pizza is the multiverse. Listen.
There are many.
We all have got to, as geeks, embrace the multiverse in all its implications.
Yeah, there are many.
Pizza, you have New York pizza. You have Italian pizza, which is different. You have gourmet pizza, right, which is a different creature. You have Detroit pizza, which is different than Chicago pizza, and they all live in the multiverse of mine. This again, it's like Star Trek. I like the multiverse. I don't have to dislike J.J. Abrams' Star Trek. It's a different type of Star Trek, right?
Yep.
Kurtzman is a different type of Star Trek. Take it or leave it. And listen, in the Kurtzman universe, they incorporated Lower Decks into their universe. I mean, you could have made an argument that it was that Lower Decks was a different universe, but they went out of their way. They went out of their way to make Lower Decks in the same universe as Strange New Worlds, which is the same universe as with Picard and all that. So I'm all for the pizza multiverse, right? Because I like it. Listen, there's a place here in town in Atlanta that does Detroit style pizza. It's different. It's greasy as hell. Not my thing, but every once in a while it's not bad.
Well, did you get Papa Pizza or Papa Pepperoni from Multiverse of Madness? What was it? What was his name? There was from Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. There was Papa Pepperoni or whatever his name was.
Who is that?
Bruce Campbell.
Oh, groovy.
I don't remember.
I've watched it once and I don't remember it. Oh,
Yeah.
I remember the Nicolas Cage Superman.
That's the Flash.
That's the Flash.
Oh, it's the Flash. It's the Flash, right?
Which was brilliant.
Yeah, okay. The CGI was a little bit ropey, but
A little rough.
but I loved it, and I loved how they brought his name escapes me now back as Superman just for a moment. Christopher Reeves.
Yes.
I love that because he's my Superman. He's the one that I grew up with. But yeah, no, I haven't seen the Multiverse of Madness. Then no, I have.
It was good. That was a
Yes.
It's interesting. I really think that Doctor Strange is the most compelling character in the Marvel universe right now.
I would agree with you with that. Yeah.
I think he is the one character, and actually, I think it would be Captain Marvel if Marvel's didn't suck so bad. If Marvel's because I think they set her up really well in Endgame to be the new force in the Marvel universe. And unfortunately, Marvel's just sucks so bad.
Do you guys want to hear my pitch for Captain Marvel 2?
Yes, let's hear.
So Captain Marvel 2 would have taken place 2 years after the first Captain Marvel. So it still would have been in the 90s. She helped the Skrulls get their new homeworld, Skrullos, everything like that. So through all, long story short, I wrote this whole synopsis up. But long story short, the Kree then create the Devourer beacon. And what they do is they put it in orbit of the new Skrullos because they want to destroy the Skrulls. They don't want the Skrulls. And what it does is it attracts the Silver Surfer to then herald Galactus to the Skrulls' homeworld, which in the comic books, the Skrulls, actually, their homeworld originally was destroyed by Galactus in the comics. So I figured that kind of leads in. But you could have some really great battles between a cosmic entity like Silver Surfer and Captain Marvel. And then as well as when Galactus shows up and just one-shots people. And then, when the big payoff at the end would be Galactus basically shows up, one-shots Captain Marvel. She puts up a good fight, but it's Galactus. And so when she wakes up, Galactus has already destroyed the Skrull homeworld and they're refugees again, heading, to Earth or wherever they were heading for Secret Invasion, the show. And although that show sucked, I felt like that would have been and plus it all would have taken place off Earth. You could have kept the Kree going. You would have seen more of Captain Marvel versus the Kree and then the Skrulls and their, it felt like it would have flowed better. And although I know a lot of people want to see post Endgame with Captain Marvel, I really felt like they left a lot hanging in the 90s there that really needed to be wrapped up, which they tried to do in the Marvels, but all it was an afterthought. But this was before Captain Marvel 2 even came out. This is when I said, this is what I want for Captain Marvel 2. I want to go. And then the post-credit scene would be the Kree leaving the Devourer beacon, on the moon, attracting the Silver Surfer. And then at the end, the Silver Surfer would warp into Earth orbit and then call for Galactus. And then what would happen is I think Captain Marvel would figure out that it will take Galactus about 30 years to get from where he's at by Skrullos to Earth. And so then that leads us right up into post Endgame, 30 years later.
Interesting.
And we could have had like a Galactus Avengers movie or a Galactus Fantastic Four movie, So
yeah, Captain Marvel. I watched Captain Marvel most of it again last week, and it is really one of the better Marvel movies. I really think the first Captain Marvel was really, really well done on a lot of different levels. It's just and I liked Ms. Marvel, the TV series. I wasn't crazy about it, but I was like, oh, this is a worthy addition to the Marvel universe, right?
I like
not everything is going to hit you.
I
that
liked all but
me,
2
but I
episodes.
appreciate it. What's that?
I liked all but 2 episodes. I think there were 2 middle episodes that I was like, we could have done with like the alternate universe, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, we could have done without this. I liked like the first 3 episodes and like the last one. I thought that those were really good. And I agree, Ginger. Finishing with Galactus by shoving Silver Surfer's surfboard up Galactus's ass. I agree. Captain Marvel should have done it instead of Hank Pym going and Thanos and explode, and beginning during his venture into Thanos' anus. We could have had Captain Marvel just shoving the Silver Surfer's board right up his ass.
Yeah, why didn't he ever do that?
Because he had the Infinity Stones.
You see the new trailer for Daredevil? Born Again? New trailer.
When did it come out?
Yesterday.
I did not see that.
Yeah,
actually.
check it out. And it's all Punisher. It's Punisher, Daredevil, and Kingpin.
I have not seen that one yet. I'll have to look at that. I'm surprised I missed that one because I normally hear about those.
Yeah, I didn't know about it. I watched it at dinner time because Crystal told me about it. So
Crystal's the inside source. Good to know.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. She watches YouTube religiously. So there you go. I just, as on a side note, this week I've all been about Margin Call. If you guys haven't seen that movie, watch it. Jeremy Irons, Kevin Spacey, Paul Bettany, Stanley Tucci, and
veritable who's who.
Zachary Quinto.
My goodness.
Anyone? I think. Oh, and yeah.
Anybody that they didn't use.
What's her face? Bruce Willis's old wife, Demi Moore.
Demi Moore. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all in it. It is amazing. It is really amazing. It's all about the financial crisis, and it all happens in about 24 hours. And it's a story about how they realize this fictional firm, realizes that they're stuck with a lot of bullshit, and they're about to lose their company. And what do they do about it? It's fascinating. The acting is compelling. It's really worth it. So when
did that come out?
A while ago, 2015, I think.
So this is before.
Yeah, so
Spacey was Me Too'd.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's a great movie. He's great. Kevin Spacey is fantastic in it.
I mean, look, even though he's a douchebag, I do like Kevin Spacey. He was great in The House of Cards. I mean, I actually liked him as Lex Luthor in Superman Returns.
He was the only Lex Luthor I genuinely thought could seriously pose a challenge, and did, to Superman.
Yeah.
You just didn't know what he was going to do next. He just had that. I don't know. He just had that thing about him where you went, this is a genuine bad guy. The others were basically comic book characters.
There you go. 2011. Wow, they made that movie fast after the crisis. Of course, the other great one is The Big Short. The Big Short is just another amazing movie. I'm going to watch that one now that I see Margin Call again. I'm going to watch Big Short again. They're just fascinating movies. They really are. Clancy Brown is the best Lex Luthor.
I mean, yeah, he's the voice of Lex. Don't get me wrong. Kevin Conroy is the best Batman. Mark Hamill's the best Joker. Clancy Brown is the best Lex Luthor. But I mean, they're all voice actors, so not to discount them. But I'm just saying, I'm talking like live action.
Clancy Brown. That's the Kurgan from
Yep.
Highlander, isn't it? No, I could. Yeah, okay, I could see his voice.
He's playing Marone. Was it Maroney? I think
Maroney,
he's playing Maroney on the Penguin. He's so good. God, I love him so much.
Now he was in Billions as well. Are you guys watching Penguin?
I am. I am.
That last episode was unfucking believable. It was so good.
Yeah. I say, like, I can't believe this is what I wanted for Gotham, like the show Gotham back when it first came out. I wanted it to be like more mobster and mob family related in, pre-Batman. This is exactly what I wanted. I wanted like the Maronis and the other family. I can't remember.
This is nothing to do with, this is nothing. It's more Godfather than it is Batman.
Yeah, and Batman's even in this universe, and it's like nobody cares.
Nobody cares
Batman's there
because he's brand new. Yeah, he's brand new. So yeah, it really is. Yeah, it's amazing. I am mesmerized by that series. I'm constantly talking to Crystal about how great. Did you see that? And the writing is so. I mean, Let's say right now, Colin Farrell is a shoo-in for an Emmy Award. Shoo-in. There's you cannot tell me there's anyone doing a better job on TV right now than Colin Farrell. Who you can't even tell it's Colin Farrell. You can give me 100 years, I would never guess that was Colin Farrell.
Listen, I'm a Marvel fanboy, but game recognizes game, man. It is a good. It's probably blown. Listen, my favorite Disney Plus show so far is Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I think that this definitely beats it by a long shot. I liked Falcon and the Winter Soldier a lot.
I do too.
Like Penguin's just really, it's not like that elevated bar right there.
Penguin is Andor level.
Oh yeah, very much so, and it even probably surpasses Andor. Andor was great. I loved Andor, my favorite Star Wars show on Disney. But even Penguin's above that.
Listen, yes, Penguin is a better show than Andor. But at this point, you're comparing, the 69 Mets to the 27 Yankees. I mean, it's like they're both pretty fucking epic shows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Penguin is just...
It's only 4 episodes.
It's 4 episodes, and you're just like, holy shit, this is...
I know, right?
So the character development is so... I mean, the character development is so great. At the same time, the story is just so freaking, and I'm not even sure where it's going, but holy crap. It's, and I don't know what's going to happen next episode now that the way episode 3 ended, episode 4 began, has to get resolved in episode 5 because episode 4 was all a flashback basically.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, right? Listen, we use Ginger Greeks. We use Ginger Greeks nipples as barometers. Like when they pop out, we know the series good. The series is good.
Very good. By the way, check out if you haven't signed up for the Axanar newsletter, check it out. We just hooked up our new email system, which I'm really excited about. But make sure you sign up for our newsletter. That's really, really important. It's down there. Just go to axanar.com. Click on the newsletter link at the top and sign up for the newsletter. Okay. And that way you get all the information about everything that's going on because there's a lot more interesting stuff going on. The other thing I want to mention to you is our Patreon campaign. Join the Patreon campaign. You can do it for $2 a month too. We've had, I think we've had half a dozen signups in the past week. Come on, it's how you get all the behind the scenes information about what's happening on Axanar, what's happening, as we start working on more and more on the Orville fan film, you'll be getting the inside scoop on that. Whatever new projects we're doing, it's all going to be announced first on the Patreon campaign. So,
did you say Marvel fan film?
Orville.
Okay, I thought you said Marvel. I'm like, what's this now?
Orville fan film. Yeah.
Next clickbait title. Alec announces Marvel fan film.
With the money
could you imagine? Could you imagine the disturbance in the force? I'm crossing streams here from a certain group of individuals. If you were to announce that, It's like he's stealing more IP.
Listen, I've seen some pretty bad like Marvel. I saw a Black Widow fan film. Like it was in a series, but man, whew.
That's some ropey stuff out there.
Yeah.
To Jonas, in answer to your question, yes, with the Kickstarter and the Indiegogo, I post big announcements that get posted on the website, and they get announced in the newsletter. The Patreon campaign is kind of like a whole nother level because it's not just Axanar, it's whatever else we're going to be doing. And so if you really want to know, on every other day I'm posting something. So if you can, I urge you to join it. I mean, it's pretty for $2 a month. That's not bad. You can't get a better deal. What you remember? It was what was a terrible fan film? I missed something that someone.
The Black Widow fan film. He's talking, but the one I was talking about.
Oh, I have not seen. There's a Black Widow fan film.
There's like a Black Widow series of fan films.
Really?
And they're pretty bad. I haven't watched all of them. I only watched 1 or 2 of them. But
I'll have to check it out.
You go for it. I mean, she looks good in the outfit, but other than that,
not a good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's never happening. Never. Let's just say they know better than to piss off the overzealous legal team at Paramount. Who?
Yeah, there wouldn't be, but with Skydance, you never know what's going to happen. So we'll see.
I mean, sit to be corrected on that. I don't see it happening. I would love it to happen, even though I don't like STO. But I'm sure there's plenty of people who would want an Ares class. I wouldn't like to see how they'll bastardize it though with their because in STO you can modify your ship, and there's some really fugly designs because of it. Are
can you modify it, or is there just different different variations?
Different variations, and some of them, oh my god, it's like a 5-year-old took a crayon and was told draw a spaceship.
Yeah,
and then they make it into a 3D.
I played quite a bit of Star Trek Online years ago, and I do remember I didn't want any of the variants. I'm like, I don't want any of these variants.
They're horrible.
Yeah.
But then again, Star Trek Online is a massive multiplayer online game with a veneer of Star Trek about it.
I still like it. I think it's a great game. It's a great game for being free to play and free to download. Like, I'm sorry, you can't beat
that's
that.
fair. Yeah.
And if you don't like it, you're not out any money. Like, you just don't play it and you're not out any money.
Absolutely. Indeed. I hate that it's slowly but surely getting canonized though.
Well, I'm okay with. I mean, I like the Enterprise F. I thought that it was a good ship. It always kind of was appealing to me. I thought it was a natural progression with the Starfleet vessels that we kind of were getting, like with the Sovereign class and some of the newer ones.
I mean, definitely it has that kind of lineage, but the problem is it is a fan design at the end of the day, which means it doesn't have one aesthetic. It's bits of other ships smooshed together. It's
isn't that what isn't that what most Star Trek ships are? Like,
no, if the properly designed ones, like the ones you can't say that the Enterprise E had anything similar with all the rest of the Enterprises. The Enterprise D had nothing similar with the previous design Enterprises. The Enterprise B had nothing. They're all unique.
And it was an Excelsior class. I mean, it was literally
Excelsior class were bits added on because they needed something to jut out next to the. That's all. That's all that those things are that jut out either side of the navigational deflector.
I love the Enterprise B, but I'm just like, let's do this fun ship, but with like little thingies on the front. I'm like,
I hate the Enterprise B.
Do you know why? The whole reason why those outriggers, I think that's what John Eaves called them, next to the deflector is because they needed something that stuck out. From the side,
that when they blow it,
so that when the Nexus ribbon hits them, they've got something to tear off the ship. That's the only reason that they're there.
I thought it looked better, in my opinion, with those there. It a little more of a defensive look. Like it was covering. It was there was defense of the deflector dish, at least a little bit.
I thought it looked actually okay, and I liked the extra nacelle impulse engines on the back of the saucer. I thought those were actually quite nice.
Mm-hmm.
Was the Lakota an Enterprise B, or was it?
Yeah, it was basically the Enterprise B model relabeled Lakota, just as was the Malinche an original Excelsior?
Usually they were using Excelsior class in TNG.
Oh yeah, and then once Generations came out,
I think the Lakota they repurposed.
Yeah, basically the Enterprise B was the Excelsior model with bits added to it and a new paint job. I don't think they made a new model for that.
The Enterprise F is as uninspiring as the Enterprise C was after the Enterprise B, right? You go from the Enterprise B to Enterprise C, you're like, oh, that's it.
I actually like the Enterprise C also. You know what? You want to know what one? You want to know what ones I'm not impressed with? You want me to piss off your fan base?
Here we go.
The Enterprise A, I don't like the Connie class. Too many weak points, too many skinny parts. And the Enterprise D, because it's a cruise liner in space. Like,
hated the D.
Yeah, the Enterprise D was just
giggity.
Yeah, I heard it. The Enterprise D was just it was the fat one.
We didn't see the D get used for what it was designed for.
Yeah, cruise liner in space.
Deep space mission. It was designed to be out for 10 years before coming back. Hence why.
That's why the Enterprise E was so impressive. Because after dealing with the D for so long, you see the E and you're like, holy fuck, that's a shit. Now, personally, I think the Enterprise F should have been the Aventine class. That made a lot of sense.
The Aventine has problems. It doesn't. The E, no matter what angle you look at it, fantastic looking ship. Same with the D. If you don't like it or not, it photographs well. The C, okay, it has its angles. The A, the B, they all photograph really, really well. They're designed with all the angles in mind. The Aventine is just like, this is what I like my ship to look like. No consideration over what it looks like at certain angles, and it looks awkward. That's all I'd say. It looks.
I was about to say, I don't understand what's wrong with the Odyssey class. Like, I mean, the F, right? It's the Odyssey class, right?
The nacelles are far too skinny for the ship. They just don't. And the silly little flare outs fins at the end just
I didn't
don't
even
work.
Notice those. You can tell I'm not a CG guy because
And then you look at it. You look at it from some angles, and they call the Enterprise D the fat one. The F was the fat one. That her secondary hull looks very wide and fat in several.
It kind of reminds me of just like a jacked up Intrepid class.
Not even that. I don't know how you could get Intrepid class from the.
Just like the narrow saucer section and just.
Okay. Yeah. No. Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah.
And I thought that there was kind of that the secondary hull was kind of that bottom like didn't it kind of.
Oh yeah. Right. Yeah.
What is
that's
the Aventine.
Oh.
Mark Rademacher can make some nice designs, but it just looks. I don't know if you step back 6 foot with it on full screen and it still doesn't look right. It's not right. And then you've got something like the Inquiry class, which is something that John Eves designed. It's the Inquiry class from season 1 of Picard. The copy and paste fleet. You see pictures of that, and it's actually not bad. It's because it's penned by John Eves, who knows. I
actually agree with you. The Inquiry class was good. It was just used poorly. Like, if you can't just have a copy and paste fleet and expect Trek fans to, even though it makes sense to have a copy and paste fleet, for military purposes, it's like, like you can't, Trek fans don't want that. Trek fans love their variety in their ship classes. You can't just show up with a fleet that looks like regimen like that.
Yeah, although some people, I've seen 2 distinctive variants because you can see 2 distinct nacelled designs. Roughly the similar ship, but 2 distinct nacelle designs. But apparently there's 3 or 4 sub-variants in that fleet.
So they're like, we'll change this little bit here, we'll change this little bit here, make it look like a variant.
They're doing a Rick Berman, turn it upside down, make it fly backwards, and paint it a different color. Presto, you've got a different ship. That's literally what they did. The Devore warships in Voyager, they were a different ship a couple of episodes before.
Yep.
All they did is make it fly the different direction and painted them green.
Oh, excuse me. Well,
we're more action scenes with Constellation.
I do want to remind everyone we have a new a video update up on our YouTube channel. So
that's actually gotten quite a few views, isn't it?
Yeah, let's see. Let's see what we got. There it is, October update. Let's check it out. 14,000 views in 2 days.
That's not shabby.
Not shabby at all. Not shabby.
It's a start. We can do better.
And then our teaser trailer is up, and that has gotten. Let's see how we've done there.
There's another clickbait
78,000.
title for you. There's another clickbait title for you. Alec Peters pays for views on his videos.
We'll just go through like this whole satire thing. We'll just we'll do all these accusatory things to Alec while Alec's here. Like we'll have Alec wear like a mask and just be like, we'll be pretending like Alec's not even here. He's somebody else.
Or even better yet, we'll wear Alec masks and
all of us wear Alec masks.
Pretend to be talking to one another about, no one will question the fact that it's 2 Alexes talking to themselves, about how they've embezzled the money and
if one Alec embezzled that money, I mean, imagine how much 3 Alex can embezzle.
Oh wow, 3 times as much.
And use that money to make more Axanar.
Yeah, make more Axanar. Yeah. We can make 3 more Axanar then. If there's 3 Alex.
Wow.
You have to steal the money 3 times over, though.
Yeah. 3 Axanar, please. 3 Axanar.
The Germans say Sri. We say Sri.
Sri.
All right. Well, do you have anything happening over on NerdTube, Cheeto?
We're doing weekly reviews of Lower Decks starting next week, obviously Star Trek. So we will be doing that on Thursday nights. And I believe our gentleman up here, Alex, will be there.
I intend to be, yes.
Very cool.
We also are doing our Halloween month fan film reactions. We've got several out so far. We're putting a couple more out throughout the month. Zam is doing reviews on Tulsa King. We're not doing reviews on the Penguin just because we're loving it so much, but we will be doing a season review at the end of the month or at the beginning of next month, whenever that is. We're just, we're doing our thing. We're going through, we're doing all of our reviews and all of our clickbaity things like everybody else on YouTube.
All right. Well, good. And so Alexander, you'll be over on NerdTube then.
At some points, yes.
All right.
Every now and then. I've already been on a couple of their streams.
Well, we got a wedding this weekend to go to on Saturday. So I may or may not be doing Axanar Confidential Friday night. But in the meantime, listen, everyone, thank you for coming out. We greatly appreciate it. We've loved having you here. Alexander, Cheeto, thanks for joining me. Oh, really? Okay. I'll have to check that out.
Satire. Love it.
At XRPC Gate. There you go.
You know what? I don't hate that idea. I'd play the hell out of an Axanar PC game. Well, I would.
You could piss them off even more by taking Voyager Elite Force, rubbing out Voyager and put Axanar Elite Force.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. That's exactly the ticket.
Armada 3 is just all Axanar. Like,
Yeah, you can't buy anything but Ares class ships.
that's right.
God. All right, everyone. Listen, thanks so much. We appreciate your time and effort. Join us next week, Wednesday night. We'll be back with more Axanar After Dark. In the meantime, live long and prosper, my friends.
Peace
Be
and long
safe.
life.
Be safe out there. Cheers.